Imagine if you could avoid the biggest mistakes of your life just by knowing 7 simple lessons. I learned these the hard way, but today I'm sharing them with you so you don't have to. These aren't just any lessons. They're the ones that have completely changed the course of my life. So whether you're looking to save yourself from future regrets or you simply want to live a better life, stick around because what you're about to learn could make all the difference. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Keisha Golder. We all have moments we wish we could do over, but instead of dwelling on the past, I want to help you navigate the future with these key insights. Let's dive into the first lesson, which could be the difference between living with regret or moving forward with confidence. First up, trust your. There was a time I ignored my intuition and it cost me big time. I took a job that looked perfect on paper, but didn't feel right deep down. Kept convincing myself it was just nerves, but within a few months, I was completely miserable and stressed out. Your gut feeling isn't just a random thought. It's your inner wisdom trying to guide you. Next time when something doesn't feel right, don't brush it off. Trust yourself because no one knows you better than you do. And trust me, the next lesson is just as powerful. Lesson number 2, invest in yourself. I used to think that working hard for others would eventually lead to success. But here's the thing. If you're not investing in your own growth, you're setting yourself up to hit a ceiling. I remember years of pouring energy into everyone else's dream and neglecting my own. When I finally started prioritizing my self-care, learning new lessons, and focusing on my personal development, everything changed. The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. And speaking of change, that brings us to lesson 3, which just shift your perspective in a big way. Change is something we all face, but how we handle it makes all the difference. For years, I resisted change. I clung to what was familiar, even when it wasn't serving me. I stayed in comfortable but stagnant jobs for far too long, simply because I was afraid of the unknown. But here's what I learned. Change is not the enemy. It's the catalyst for growth. When I finally embraced change, new opportunities came my way. Opportunities I would have missed if I stayed in my comfort zone. So instead of fearing change, welcome it. You never know what door it might open. And trust me, the next lesson is just as crucial for your well-being. Lesson number 4 is all about boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries was something I had to learn the hard way. I used to think saying yes to everything made me a good person, but in reality, it was draining my energy and leaving me burned out. Boundaries aren't just about protecting your time. They're about protecting your well-being. When you set clear boundaries, you create a life that's balanced and fulfilling. And speaking of balance, the next lesson is all about turning your failures into stepping stones. This one changed my perspective on setbacks. Lesson 5, failures are stepping stones. I used to see failure as the end of the road, the end all be all. But here's what I realized. Failures are actually part of the process. Some of my biggest successes have come right after my most significant failure. Each failure taught me something valuable, whether it was a new skill, a fresh perspective, or just resilience to keep going. So the next time you fail, remember, it's not the end, it's just the beginning of something new. Now, let's talk about relationships because the next lesson is about quality over quantity. I used to think having a large social circle was the key to happiness, but over time, I realized that it's the deep, meaningful connections that truly matter. It's better to have a few close, trustworthy friendship than a large circle that doesn't really know you. Nurture the relationships that matter, and don't be afraid to let go of the ones that don't. And finally, Our last lesson is all about living authentically because there's nothing more fulfilling than being true to yourself. For years, I tried to fit into molds that weren't meant for me. I thought it would make me more accepted or successful. But the truth is, the more I tried to be someone else, the more disconnected I felt from myself. When I finally embraced who I truly am, and I started living in alignment with my values, everything changed. Life became more fulfilling, and I found a sense of peace that I'd been missing my entire life. So be true to yourself because no one else can be you better than you can. And before we wrap up, let's recap. There you have it. 7 lessons I wish I knew earlier. These lessons have shaped who I am today, and I hope they can help you on your journey as well. Remember, trust your gut, invest in yourself, embrace change, set boundaries, see failures as stepping stones, value quality over quantity in relationships, and above all, live authentically. Now, turn. Which of these lessons resonates the most with you? Have you learned any life changing lessons that you'd wish you'd known sooner? Share them in the comments below because I love to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more tips for living your best life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.